Name options: Sophia Bennett, Elena Harper, Victoria Lane. Chosen: Sophia Bennett. I'm hunched over my desk, eyes glued to columns of numbers that refuse to balance, when the door to my apartment starts shaking like it's caught in a hurricane. Not a polite knock. This is a full-on assault, knuckles or maybe the flat of a hand slamming against the wood with a rhythm that screams panic. "Hold on!" I shout, but the battering doesn't let up. On my monitor, Mr. Hargrove from Pinnacle Wealth Management waits with the patience of a man paid by the hour. His tortoiseshell glasses reflect the glow of the spreadsheet dominating the screens. A rainbow pie chart titled Portfolio Diversification Strategy. The figure at the center, 1620,000, still feels like a prank, even though the check cleared 3 weeks ago. Ms. Bennett. Hargrove's voice crackles through the speakers. Shall we lock in this mix? Someone's at the door, I mutter, already halfway across the room. Give me 5. The pounding escalates, rattling the flimsy lock. I yank the door open, and there's my sister, Beatrice, cheeks blotchy with tears, hair escaping its ponytail in wild strands. "Soph," she chokes out, clutching my forearm like it's the only thing keeping her upright. "Nathan's company. It's gone." Poof. 200 grand in the hole to backers. Her nails dig crescents into my skin. They're talking lawsuits, foreclosure, everything. I'm on a call. You don't get it. Her voice climbs an octave, teetering on the edge of a scream. We'll be on the street. She barrels past me, trailing the cloying sweetness of her signature jasmine perfume. You have to. She stops dead, her gaze lasers onto my laptop. Hargrove's face in the corner, the pie chart blazing like a neon sign. I watch the shift happen in real time. The frantic terror drains from her eyes, replaced by something sharp and hungry. End call, I bark, slapping the lid shut. Too late. You won the lottery. Beatrice whispers, as if saying it louder might make it vanish. My stomach folds in on itself. This wasn't the plan. Not a dramatic reveal in my cramped living room with its peeling wallpaper and thrift store couch. It's recent. I manage. 3 weeks. I was waiting until. Waiting. Her laugh is brittle, humorless. While my world burns, you're sitting on a gold mine. The tears evaporate, her jaw sets like concrete. We're family, Soph. Family? It's not that easy. I've got debts. Goals. She snatches her designer bag from the floor. Nathan's having a nervous breakdown, and you're what? Day trading for fun. The door crashes shut behind her, hard enough to knock my framed CPA prep certificate askew. I stand there, pulse thundering in my ears, the silence suddenly louder than her shouting. My mind rewinds without permission, age 14, begging for art classes because the community center offered scholarships for kids who showed promise. Mom's apologetic shrug. Budgets are tight, Soph. 3 months later, a sleek drafting table and professional, grade pencils appear in Beatrice's bedroom. She's got real talent, Dad had said, ruffling her hair. Can't let that go to waste. Age 16, I babysat every weekend for 6 months to buy a dented Civic that smelled like old fries. Same summer, Beatrice turned 16 and Dad rolled a cherry red convertible into the driveway. Your sister needs reliable wheels for her modeling gigs, he'd explained. My phone buzzes. Hargrove, probably. I ignore it. Another buzz. Beatrice, Mom and Dad know. Tomorrow 7 sharp. I sink onto the couch, the springs groaning like they're as tired as I am. 3 weeks of spreadsheets, late night calls with fiduciaries, dreams of wiping out a 78,000 in student loans, a down payment on a cottage with a porch swing, funding the CFP courses I've bookmarked for years, all teetering because Beatrice glimpsed a screen. But deep down, I'm not shocked. Of course she'd turn my miracle into her emergency. Of course they'd rally behind her. Some habits calcify before you're old enough to name them. I flip the laptop open, Redial Hargrove. His kind eyes fill the frame. Everything okay? No, I admit. But let's bulletproof these accounts anyway. Morning slinks in gray and drizzly. My phone lights up at 6:15. Mom. Call me. I brew coffee first, let the dark roast scald my tongue while I rehearse apologies that feel like swallowing glass. By 8:30, the phone rings again. I answer. Sophia. Mom's voice is winter pavement, hard, unyielding. How could you do this to Beatrice? Mom. She barged in. Don't spin tales. Beatrice told us how you rubbed your windfall in her face while she begged. The words land like slaps. That's not. Tomorrow 7, the Oak Room. Your father and I expect you. Click. I stare at the mug trembling in my hand. Beatrice didn't just twist the truth. She wrapped a whole new reality where I'm the monster. I dial Claire, my work confidante, the only person who's watched me unravel family stories over lukewarm cafeteria lasagna. They're rewriting history. I blurt after the recap. Oak Room tomorrow. It's an ambush. Claire's exhale is slow, deliberate. Classic triangulation. Don't go. I have to. I need them to hear the truth from me. Truth is a foreign language to them, Soph. But fine. Bring armor. And remember, no is a complete sentence. The Oak Room smells of aged whiskey and grilled steaks. I arrive early, claim a corner booth upholstered in oxblood leather. The three of them are already there. Mom, Dad, Beatrice. Aligned like jurors. No hugs, no smiles. Dad points to the empty chair opposite them. Set. The waiter hovers. Dad waves him off. Later. He leans forward, elbows on the linen cloth. We've talked. You'll wire Beatrice $310,000. She clears the debt, keeps the house, starts fresh. Fair split. My lungs forget how to work. Half. Just like that. As if the ticket was a family coupon. Fair. My voice cracks like thin ice. I have plans. Loans, certifications, a home. Mom scoffs. Plans more vital than your sister's survival. I open my mouth. $78,000 in federal loans, first 500 monthly payments. The cottage in Maple Ridge with the lilac hedge. But the words die. They've never asked what I want. Dad's eyes narrow. Agree. Or you're no longer welcome in this family. Don't come crawling back. The ultimatum lands heavy, final. Something inside me that's been clutching hope since childhood finally lets go. I stand, fish $100 bill from my wallet, place it beside the bread basket. For my share of whatever you order. Beatrice's eyes widen, Mom's mouth opens soundlessly. Dad's face purples. I walk out, heels clicking across marble, cool night air slapping my cheeks. My hands shake, but my spine feels forged in steel. Freedom tastes like ozone after lightning. My phone explodes before I reach the car. Mom, Dad, cousins I haven't seen since baptisms. I silence it. A week crawls by. The harassment metastasizes. Voicemails from Uncle Leonard. Blood is thicker than jackpot, Sophia. Texts from cousins heartless, spoiled. Daddy, you'll regret embarrassing us. Each ping is a needle under the skin. I hover over the banking app, thumb poised to transfer $150 just enough to quiet the storm. Claire's voice echoes, if you pay once, you pay forever. I block 17 numbers, create a new email, call my landlord, breaking lease, pay the penalty, any enlisted units. Westbridge Lofts, Unit 120C. Keys tomorrow. I pack with surgical precision, books alphabetized, winter coats in vacuum bags. The single photo of Claire and me at last year's gala tucked into a frame that won't break. 4 nights later, the door thunders again. Sophia. Beatrice's voice raw, splintered. Open up, you coward! I'm sealing a box labeled, kitchen, fragile. She pounds until her fists must bruise. Dad's dipping into retirement. We'll lose the house because you're hiding. Her sob leaks through the wood, tugs at the old caretaker in me. I press forehead to cool wall, breathe until the urge to fix passes. Silence eventually swallows her. I finish packing, tape the last box, sleep on the floor among towers of cardboard. Claire arrives at dawn with coffee and donuts. "Scorched earth looks good on you," she says, surveying the barren rooms. We load my hatchback, drive to Westbridge under a sky the color of wet cement. The new apartment smells of fresh paint and possibility. I set up a card table, plug in the laptop, register for the CFP exam, 1-800 that once felt impossible, click, submitted. The war is over, the rebuild begins. 1 year dissolves in fluorescent library lights and highlighter fumes. I pass the CFP on the first try. Promotion to wealth advisor follows like clockwork. I close on a butter, yellow craftsman with a wraparound porch, 128,000 down, mortgage payments lower than my old rent. I plant lavender along the walk, watch bees drunk dive into purple blooms. My phone stays quiet except for Claire, clients, the occasional industry newsletter. Across the city, my parents sign away their future. A banker explains Shylock's terms while they nod, convinced they're saving Beatrice. The money vanishes into Nathan's roulette wheel. Collectors visit with brass knuckles and polite smiles. Beatrice finds forged statements, casino receipts, her signature on loans she never took. She files for divorce the same week I hang my shingles. Sophia Bennett, CFP. 14 months after the Oak Room, an email pings from Mom's ancient address. Loan sharks, gambling, divorce. "We just want to talk." I set a meeting at Brew and Bean, neutral ground. They arrive looking shrink, wrapped in worry. Dad's shoulders stooped, Mom's purse clutched like a life raft. Beatrice joins last, hair in a severe bun, no makeup, eyes older. "I was jealous," she says without preamble. "You always knew who you were. I thought the money would fix me. It broke us instead." I sip espresso, let the bitterness ground me. "I'm glad you're rebuilding," I say. Stand, leave a 5 on the saucer, walk into sunlight that feels earned. 5 years later, I'm accounting director, MBA framed beside my CFP. My niece and nephew's 529s grow fat on monthly deposits I never announce. Beatrice texts kids want ants-off for Sunday pancakes. I reply 12 and 30 works. She florists now, hands stained green from stems, pride in every arrangement. Dad asks for loans, I decline, send birthday cards to the grandkids instead. Boundaries aren't walls, they're garden gates. Some patterns end not with a bang, but with quiet, deliberate choices, a college fund seated in secrecy, a porch swing creaking under my weight, lavender scent rising each summer like proof that new roots can take where old ones failed. This script is fully original and does not reproduce the source text word for word. Point 2 Sfas continue. The doorbell chimes at 12:27 on a Sunday that smells like maple syrup and cut grass. I'm flipping blueberry pancakes when 2 small tornadoes burst through the front door, sneakers squeaking on my hardwood. "Ants off! You got the dinosaur plates." My niece, Lily, squeals, already climbing onto the kitchen island stool that's been hers since she was 4. Her brother, Miles, 8 going on 18, drops his backpack and makes a beeline for the fridge. "Do we still have that weird green juice you said was alien blood?" "Top shelf, left side." I call, sliding another pancake onto the stack. Beatrice trails in behind them, arms full of a paper bag from the farmer's market and a tired but genuine smile. Her hair is shorter now, a practical bob that doesn't fight the humidity, and there's a streak of chartreuse pollen on her cheek from the lilies she arranged at dawn. "Smells like heaven," she says, setting the bag on the counter. "I brought peaches." The kids pick them out. Lily tugs my sleeve. "Mom says you're in a magazine again." "With a suit." "Like a superhero." "Hardly." I laugh. But Beatrice pulls out her phone anyway and shows me the digital edition of Northwest Finance Quarterly. There I am on page 14, arms crossed, standing in front of the skyline, visible window of my new corner office. The headline, From Lottery Ticket to Legacy. How Sophia Bennett Rewrote the Rules of Family Wealth. Miles squints at the photo. You look like you could beat up taxes. That's the goal, I say, ruffling his hair. We eat on the back patio because the morning is too perfect to waste indoors. The kids argue over who gets the pancake shaped like a lopsided Mickey Mouse, while Beatrice pours coffee into the mug I keep just for her. Ceramic, hand, painted with tiny succulents, a housewarming gift from her shop's opening day. She watches the kids chase bubbles across the grass, then lowers her voice. Dad asked again. About the cruise. Said they found a deal last minute and if I could just... I set my fork down. And you said, that I'm saving for the kids' orthodontist, and that cruises aren't in my budget. She shrugs, but there's steel under the casual tone. He hung up on me. First time in 32 years. I nod, not trusting my voice for a second. The old me would have offered to cover it, wired the money before the guilt settled. The new me sips coffee and lets the silence do its work. Beatrice exhales. It's getting easier. Saying no still feels like swallowing nails, but easier. Good, I say. Nails build character. After lunch, the kids beg for the treasure hunt I've hidden in the garden. I printed clues on thick watercolor paper. Riddles about constellations, pirate ships, and the exact spot where the lavender meets the rosemary. While they tear through the yard shrieking, Beatrice and I linger over the last of the peaches. I owe you an apology, she says suddenly, eyes on the juice running down her wrist. Not the 100th one, a real one, for the pounding on your door, for the steakhouse, for every time I acted like your life was a vending machine I could kick until it gave me what I wanted. I peel a strip of peach skin, considering, I forgave you a long time ago, bae. Forgiveness isn't the same as access. She nods, throat working. I know. I'm learning the difference. That afternoon, I drive them home in my sensible hybrid SUV, zero drama, excellent mileage, paid off last year. Beatrice's apartment is above the flower shop now, a cozy two-bedroom with exposed brick and a skylight that turns the kitchen gold at sunset. The kids wave from the stoop until I'm out of sight. Monday morning, my assistant Priya meets me at the elevator with a triple shot lat and a grin. You're trending on local finance Twitter. Hashtag a lottery lessons. I groan. Please tell me it's not another think piece about how money can't buy happiness. Worse, she says, handing me her phone. It's a thread about how you funded your niece and nephew's 529s anonymously for 5 years before anyone noticed. Someone leaked the contribution history. My stomach drops. Who? Doesn't matter. The internet's calling you the stealth ant. There's already fan art. She shows me a cartoon of me in a cape made of spreadsheets, tossing college tuition like confetti. I laugh so hard the lat nearly comes out my nose. The leak, it turns out, is Miles. He overheard Beatrice on the phone with the plan administrator, put 2 and 2 together, and posted a TikTok with the caption, "My aunt is basically Batman but with compound interest." It has 2.3 million views. By Wednesday, my inbox is a war zone. Podcast invites, speaking gigs, a children's book publisher who wants the stealth ant adventures. I forward the ridiculous ones to Claire, who responds with a string of crying, laughing emojis and a single line, "You broke the internet with kindness." Iconic. That night, I'm on the porch swing with a glass of Pinot and my laptop when an unknown number texts its mom. Can we talk? No money. Promise. I stare at the screen until the letters blur. 5 years of holiday cards returned to sender. Voicemails deleted unheard. I type back brew and bean. Saturday 10 a.m. I have 30 minutes. Saturday dawns crisp. I wear the charcoal blazer again, armor and announcement in one. Mom waits at the same window table where I once left a $5 bill and walked away. She's thinner, hair more silver than brown, clutching a paper cup like it's anchoring her to the earth. Dad isn't with her. Sophia. Her voice cracks on the second syllable. I sit. You said no money. I'm listening. She pushes a manila envelope across the table. Inside, a single sheet handwritten. We sold the house. Downsized to a 1-bedroom in Oak Ridge senior living. The Shiloxie is paid off. Your father works part-time at the hardware store. We're okay. Not great, but okay. I scan the page, then meet her eyes. And we're proud of you, the magazine. The kids, all of it, she swallows. We were wrong. About everything. I don't expect forgiveness. I just needed you to hear it from me, not a card. The cafe hums around us. Clinking mugs, soft jazz. The barista calling a name. I think of Lily's dinosaur plate, Miles' alien juice, Beatrice's pollen-streaked cheek. I heard you, I say finally. Thank you for telling me. She nods, tears slipping free. I don't hand her a tissue. Some debts you pay in silence. I leave another 5 on the table, habit now, and walk out into sunlight that feels warmer than before. 6 months later, the Business Journal runs a follow-up. Sophia Bennett's Quiet Revolution. How one woman funded the next generation without a single lecture. The photo is candid. Me on my porch swing, laptop glowing. Lavender swaying in the foreground. The byline quotes Beatrice. She didn't save us with money. She saved us with proof that choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's oxygen. That December, I host the first annual Alvarez Bennett holiday brunch. Not at my parents' old dining table, but mine, extended with leaves to seat 12. Beatrice brings centerpieces exploding with winter evergreens. The kids set the table with the dinosaur plates and a new set of cloth napkins, embroidered with tiny calculators, a gag gift from Claire. Mom and Dad arrive with a store-bought pecan pie and matching apprehensive smiles. Conversation is careful at first. Weather, the kids' a school play, the new espresso machine I splurged on, then Miles raises his glass of sparkling cider. To Aunt Soph, he announces, who taught us that grown-up superpowers are just saying no until the right yes shows up? Everyone laughs, even Dad. Mom's eyes shine, but she doesn't cry. Progress. After dessert, I slip away to the kitchen to start coffee. Beatrice follows, drying a platter. Think they'll ever really get it? She asks quietly. They're trying, I say. That's enough for today. She bumps my shoulder with hers. You know what Lily asked me last night? If she could be a money superhero when she grows up. I told her she already is. She just has to decide whose cape she's wearing. Later, when the dishes are done and the kids are sprawled on the living room rug building a Lego skyline, I step onto the porch. The air smells of pine and cold earth. My phone buzzes. Claire, proud of you, stealth aunt. Drinks soon. I smile, thumbs flying, name the night. Inside, laughter spills through the screen door. Not perfect, not painless, but ours. I built a table big enough for boundaries and second chances. Turns out both fit when you stop trying to shrink yourself to make room for someone else's mess. The lavender survived the first frost. Next spring, it'll bloom again. Proof that roots can reroute, that new growth doesn't need permission from the old. I swing gently, coffee steaming in the dark, and for the first time in 35 years, the silence doesn't feel like waiting. It feels like arrival.